All right, Nicole, thank you very much. Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. It is presented by Casamigos Tequila. That is brought to you by those who drink it. Yeah, we were thinking about that was what we're going to be doing for a little while. But the fans have come out from wherever they would be getting their food and drink because the tarp is off. And the smiles are on the faces as we celebrate the 4th of July holiday weekend here at Citi Field with the San Francisco Giants in town to visit the New York Mets and their very faithful, loyal fans. And it has not been very easy, of course, for the New York Mets and their fans. I mean, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Justin Verlander has seen enough to say about his Mets. I don't think anyone saw this coming. No, and Dr. Frankenstein thought the monster he created was going to be friendly. The 2004 Yankees didn't plan on losing 4 in a row to the Red Sox in October. People make mistakes because, well, we're people. I mean, the 2011 Red Sox were loaded when they added Carl Crawford and Adrian Gonzalez. They were being compared to the 27 Yankees, the best team of all time. That Red Sox group didn't make the playoffs, and its architect, Theo Epstein, remember, walked out in a gorilla costume. So where does this 2023 edition of the Mets fit in? They won 101 games last year, spent a ton of money, and haven't gotten off the launch pad. Are they the biggest bust in the history of sports? A $350 million payroll gone kaput? Cards on the table, the aces have been more like deuces. Kings playing like rooks. The glass half full shows there's still half a season to play. And from the misery loves company camp, there are the Yankees, the Cardinals, the Astros, and the Dodgers. But baseball's supposed to be fun. And right now, Mr. Smile isn't showing his teeth, and no one's taking a bite of the Big Apple. Everywhere you look, a clock is ticking, and the days are flying by. Now, the calendar may say it's early July, but as Yogi Berra will tell you, it's getting late. Early. It sure is. And in New York, everything feels accelerated. Welcome to our Sunday night booth. Buster Olney's on the field. He'll join us shortly. Eduardo Perez, David Cohn. I'm Carl Ravitch. Happy 4th of July to everybody. You've been on this side. You know what it's like to be in the city when things are going south. How bad does it get?
Well, it can get really bad if you let it get to you, and you really have to sort of stand in front of your locker, be accountable, and also embrace it. You know, if you're accountable and you embrace it, then it won't bother you quite as much, or at least you'll get the benefit of the doubt on down the road.
Here's the good news, because there is a silver lining. I mean, teams have been in this predicament before, and they've been able to somehow find the postseason. So 4 games under 500 at the All-Star break, and we get where they are now. They're more than 4 games under. But the 73 Mets were 9 games back, and they managed to make the postseason. The other problem for the Mets is a big one. It's the Atlanta Braves. They don't lose, and they just had a June 2 remember, and they just swept the Miami Marlins. On the other side, tonight, the San Francisco Giants are in town. This is a team like the Rays in the American League. They do it differently, and they do it very well, don't they?
They do it very well, and they do it consistently. A lot of interchangeable parts that Gabe Kapler has in his lineup. But what he does have now is an everyday player behind the plate. And his name is Patrick Bailey. And he is really good. And everyone in San Francisco knows who he is. Guess what? They're starting to get to know who this kid is also in the Big Apple. And if you look at this tweet yesterday by Anthony DeComo, day before yesterday by Anthony DeComo, he said somebody named Patrick Bailey just hit a go-ahead home run, a 3-run home run off David Robertson. Guess what? The San Francisco Giants replied to that tweet and said somebody named Patrick Bailey? Yes, this guy right here, learning who Patrick Bailey is the hard way. And not only are the Mets learning who Patrick Bailey is, but everyone else in baseball is. Behind the plate, he has been dynamite. 11 caught stealing so far. He ranks at the top of his class and his team when it comes to batting average, slugging, OPS, and RBI since he got to the big leagues. Kid looks like he's the real deal.
He does, and they know the real deal when it comes to catching in San Francisco. No one is yet ready to fill the shoes of Buster Posey, but he's off to a heck of a start. The Met fans are ready. It's a July 4th weekend, and they are hoping July is a heck of a lot better than June. First pitch is coming up as Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. We're going to have baseball here, everybody. Stay tuned. First pitch when we return. Welcome back, everyone. There is Francisco Lindor. And the New York Mets, they take the field, and they are hoping that David Peterson, who will be on the bump tonight, can mirror what he did in his last start. Hasn't been a huge year for him, but he is coming off a good start. Hey, the K-Rod folks are in action tonight, and man, are they loaded. Scott Boras is on right now, but they'll also have Darryl Strawberry on, Kevin Mitchell, Chris Mad Dog Russo is going to appear, the great baseball reporter Joel Sherman, and Paul Skeens. For us, we go down to Buster.
I'm here with J.D. Davis, who, of course, played with the Mets for a few years. What's going to be a favorite memory from this weekend?
Oh, probably all of the hellos, the welcome, the warm welcomes in here. One thing that I've learned, Buster, that, you know, just going through the big leagues is not only just being a good big leaguer, but being a good human being. From starting out from the security guards, all the way from the ticket sales guys, from the cops and the officers here, but for the clubhouse guys, and not only being a great clubhouse guy in the clubhouse. So that's one of the great memories that I'm going to take away from this weekend, is just the warm welcoming from not only just the former teammates, but from the people around the stadium as well.
30 seconds, Patrick Bailey, what's his impact?
Oh my God, he's been unbelievable. Nicknamed Patty Barrels, Patty Bazooka, throwing out guys. He's been unbelievable for us. He's been a revelation behind the dish, calling games and just getting a key moments in those big spots for offensively, just to keep the churning going. Just been a plug, a spark plug in our lineup as well.
JD, thanks. So, Carl, back to you.
All right, Buster, thank you. Boy, Patty Bazooka, I like that a lot. I like that one a lot. We're about to say play ball here, and as we do, let's take a look at the lineup that Gabe Kapler is putting out there, and they're a little banged up. No Michael Conforto and no Mike Yastrzemski. But, of course, our starting lineup is brought to you by Irish Spring. Slide into a fresh start. And they will start off with Austin Slater, who will be followed by the former Met, Wilmer Flores. David Peterson is on the mound.
He is coming off a good one in his last start. Made a few adjustments mechanically. Seems to be getting some more movement on his changeup, and we'll see how that works out tonight.
A lot of ground balls. 10 of the 11 balls in play off Peterson last week were on the ground, and we are set for the first pitch on Sunday Night Baseball, and Slater misses away. Behind Peterson, Beatty's at third. Lindor is your shortstop. Jeff McNeil's at second. Mark Canha gets the start at first base. And that's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the outfield, Tony Pham, who's been fantastic offensively, is in left field. Brandon Nimmo in center. Starling Marte is in right. Good pitch there. Down to the zone. A swing and a miss for Slater. 1-2. Fouls at the plate. You know, Kapler will tell you about Slater, guys, that he's disciplined, a little stubborn, and he loves that he's a little stubborn. Like, he's not going to chase generally, and gives them a very competitive at bat. And there is Gabe Kapler.
Get the sense that Gabe Kapler's very content this year. He loves working with the staff there, the entire staff with the Giants.
It's a big staff.
They're covered.
Quite a few coaches to help, and he leans on his coaches. He makes sure that everybody that's got a uniform, I mean, it almost feels Little League like. If you have a uniform, you're going to play. You are going to contribute to our team here.
Well, it's taken, I think, time, though, for him to get adjusted to as many coaches as he does have.
3-2, and he missed. That is the stubborn, disciplined approach.
And that's what Gabe Kapler loves about Slater right there. And I think you have to go back to that slider that he did not swing at 1-2. And because he took that pitch, it made Peterson's job a little bit more difficult on that mound.
So leadoff man is aboard. The first inning has been a nightmare for the New York Mets. They have been outscored by a ton. And here is the former Met, Wilmer Flores. That's a strike. Outscored 59-23 the Mets. Their team ERA in the first inning is 5.86. Way inside to Flores. What he does really well is elevate. So if you're thinking Mets double play ball, he doesn't hit a lot of balls on the ground. He's got the 4th lowest ground ball rate in baseball this season.
You know what's going to happen now, though, right?
Double play. Gets the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Friday, Wilmer Flores and Patrick Bailey, the aforementioned, had big nights. Flores did this. And Bailey behind the plate hit one over the wall and threw out starting Marte trying to steal. Friday night, Giants win it. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Flores is gone.
See, that's the pitch that he threw to Slater, and Slater took, and it was designed as a chase pitch. Flores did not recognize it early, and by that time a little too late. Chases out of the zone.
Sliders in, change-ups away to right-handed batters.
Here's Estrada, the second baseman, 273, 9 homers, 30 RBI, and the first one misses away.
Really good fastball hitter. First pitch, what does he get? Changeup.
Yeah. Well, Stu Sherwater calls the ball low for a strike, and it evens it up at 1-1. Estrada's really improved this year, guys. His body is different. He's hitting for more power. His speed is ticked up a little bit. And this one beaten into the ground. Beatty to second, McNeil to first, and a double play. That's how Peterson made a living in his last start. Gets off to a good start tonight. We'll see the Mets come to the plate for the first time after the Giants are held scoreless. Last time the New York Mets won a series was the end of the last month. They didn't win a series in June, but they did win their first game in July, and they're hoping that the lineup that is brought to you by Irish Spring will help get them to 2-0, slide into a fresh start. Nimmo's been outstanding, could have been an all-star. Pham's been terrific here lately. Lindor, Alonso, who is an all-star and will talk to us in the second inning about that, followed by McNeil, who is going to attempt to go the other way a little bit more often. Marte, Canha, Brett Beatty, and Francisco Alvarez. And there's Ross Stripling on the mound.
He is a strike thrower. You see that base on ball rate. That's actually up from last year. He's usually even a little better than that, but well above average in terms of throwing strikes.
Nimmo is set, and that first pitch is in there for a strike at 93 miles an hour. 33 years old, signed a 2-year deal with the Giants, and the winner. He's been dealing with the back problem. And he's been a starter and a reliever, and he jumps ahead quickly, 0-2. We may see that a lot tonight, Coney. You get ahead, 0-2, 1-2, and then you start to nibble. What does that tell you about the pitcher?
Well, I think both sides, both pitchers are east to west style pitchers. They're trying to hit corners as opposed to go up and down.
Nimmo swinging a miss, caught by Bailey, and there's one down on the strikeout.
This is the pitch that's kind of burned Stripling this year. That changeup's always been good for him in the past. It's a good sign early. He gets a strikeout with it. Even though they want it down and away, he leaves it right there. But you can see Nimmo can't believe he missed it.
Can't believe Bailey caught it. One of those things that you pray that your counterpart drops the ball.
Here's Pham, who's been just terrific, and that first one misses. He's 9 for 14 his last 4 games, 2 homers, a .643 batting average. And as Buck said, when someone's that hot, you don't talk to them, you stay out of their way and hope it continues. And he hits this one hard on the ground to Crawford. And Brandon's throw is on the money, and there are 2 down.
How many times have we heard that about that man right there, Brandon Crawford? Every time it's right at him. Very sure-handed, fundamentally sound his entire career. Making that play right on the money. Accurate thrower.
Good conversation with Brandon about the mix of youth and veteran leadership on this team, how he feels Gabe Kapler has evolved as a manager. He's in a good place as well. Now Lindor. The first pitch is down to the New York Mets shortstop, who's coming in at 225, 17 homers. 55 runs batted in. Crawford has shifted up the middle as far as you can be. Casey Schmidt is your third baseman tonight. Schmidt and Crawford on the left side, Estrada and Wilmer Flores on the right, with Austin Slater in left Bryce Johnson's in center. Luis Matos in right, and behind the plate, the guy we talked about, Patrick Bailey. Oh, that one misses as well. 2 down, just underway, and Lindor looks at a 3-0 count. Has 14 games, been productive, over 300. And Lindor will take the walk. And here comes the newly named National League All-Star, the Polar Bear, Pete Alonso. Having a very typical Alonso season with the power, 24 homers, 55 runs batted in, and it's a great list to be on through 600 games.
One of the thought process for Pete right now against a pitcher like Ross Stripling, who's not a power pitcher, you have to think right center field. Anything soft, yes, you can pull, but fastballs, you have to think right center, especially with his power.
0-1, he took a big hack at that, couldn't keep his balance at the plate. Sinker that didn't really sink. And it's 0-2 as his eyes lit up. See the blue there, the OPS plus 123. The major league average of 100. Next one to Alonso, and he fouled that off.
Chokes up just a tad with 2 strikes. Doesn't cut down on the swing. A little bit more barrel control. He's strong enough that if he barrels it, it's going to go. How about that first inning? That was in Cincinnati, that home run.
0-2 and a line shot up the middle, but that's exactly where Estrada was playing, and Alonso is retired. We will talk with him in the second inning about being named to the All-Star team. It'll be 4, 5, 6 when we come back. We are trying to light up the night with everything but lightning here at Citi Field. Welcome back, everyone. Citi Field on a Sunday night, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, and Pete Alonso's got a microphone on and an earpiece. Hey, Pete, Carl Ravitch up here with Eduardo Oconee. Congratulations on the All-Star selection.
Thank you, guys. I don't know what camera I'm looking at. I'm just watching the game, but thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You can look at any camera. We'll find you. You don't have to worry about the camera, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, so we'll start here with the former Met, J.D. Davis, as Pete's watching along. And the first pitch misses. So, hi, Pete. So, All-Star game for you. What does that mean?
I mean, it's really special. I mean, it's to be selected for the 3rd time in 5 years. I mean, to me, it's an honor and something that I'll very highly appreciate.
All right. So, selfishly, Pete, I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking, all right, Alonso, All-Star game. Can we do the other thing? Is that something you might want to consider?
Yeah, so I will be participating in the 2023 Home Run Derby.
Yeah, high five
yes.
Up here, Pete.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Eduardo Perez giving high fives.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can count me in, guys.
Oh man, that brought goosebumps right now.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to do it. I mean, it's a super talented field, and I mean, it's going to be great competition. I think this one's going to be one to remember.
It sure could be, Pete, as Lindor makes the play to get Davis.
So are you going to change BP throwers? This is important because we've heard your philosophy before.
Well, I'm keeping good on a promise from when I was like 13 or 14 years old. So one of my old coaches is going to be throwing BP to me. So yeah, way back in the day, we were just hitting the cages, and then then we get to talking. He's like, hey, if you ever get to do this, then I need to throw to you for one of them. If you do multiple, I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm keeping good on a promise with one of my old coaches from back home.
How cool is that? Like, how young were you when you guys sort of started to think about that?
I mean, it's just something I've always loved.
Bailey will get to first underneath the glove of Lindor, but I mean, you're talking about 13, 14. You're not that old.
No, but I mean, again, I'm 28, so that was like 14 years. Yeah, it's 14 years ago. So I mean, that's a pretty long time ago, and I'm keeping good on my word, and it's going to be a really special moment for us. And I mean, not just for him, but for me as well, because this is something that you dream about when you're a young kid, and it's something that you just think about, especially to all the young players out there. I mean, you can do it. I mean, you just have to put a bunch of hard work and and stay focused.
Right. They gave Bailey a hit on that ball that went under the glove of Lindor. Well, you know, you've shared. Tell us a little bit about what that phone call must have been like for your buddy to receive it. That must have been, talk about chills.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, that was really special for me because, yeah. So Mike Friedline, he's going to be throwing the Derby to me, and again, like I had him as a travel ball coach. Like in middle school when I was in 7th and 8th grade, so 13, 14 years old, and we had a really awesome relationship.
That's
and
great.
Yeah, and it's really awesome that this came into fruition and the opportunity came about, and no, it was a really special phone call.
You realize his phone's blowing up right now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That pitch is just a little high to Matos, and that's called ball 4, so there'll be 2 men on. So you and I talked, Pete, before I headed off to the College World Series, and you had said, hey, scouting report, you know, the shortstop is great, Rivera, wait till you see Wyatt Langford hit, and we have another guy, this kid named Jack Caglione, who may very well try to be the next Shohei Ohtani. And look, I'm not saying that at all, but man, he fills a uniform out, and you know him pretty well. Give us a little scouting report. He can't be drafted this year. He's not eligible, but give us a little scouting report.
I mean, he can do it all. He can play first. He can play outfield, and he can hit for average, hit for power. I think he led the country
Yes.
this year in homers, and he broke. I think he was 1 RBI away, or he broke Preston Tucker's RBI record at Florida, which is a super high accomplishment. And yeah, he can throw like 97, 99 from the left side, and I mean, he's just got tools for days.
We don't have a game next Sunday night because it will be the Major League Baseball draft, and a former Gator, Langford, could easily go 1, 2, or 3 in that draft. You watch the College World Series. As you look at the future of baseball, just from collegiately speaking, how would you describe it?
I mean, there's it seems every year that the talent just keeps getting bigger, faster, stronger, and I mean, we're gonna see a few of those guys pretty soon in the next hopefully next year, 2-3 years from now.
Big strikeout there. Brandon Crawford with 2 men on.
Pete, we always heard the cliche, baseball's a game of adjustments, but in your case, you just hit a line drive right back at the middle. You know, caught second, inning over. How do you, as a player, so you can teach the young kids coming up through the ranks, turn the page on that for your next at bat?
I mean, do it again. See if I can do it again, and hopefully it's either to the left or the right of them.
Ball got away from Alvarez. That allows Bailey to head to third base. So it's now first and third. Peterson's gotten 5 swings and misses. A wild pitch there. And he's dealing with Casey Schmidt, another young kid, third baseman, who will play a variety of positions for this Giant team. Yeah, I don't know how statistically oriented you are, but it was brought to our attention. You know, your batting average on balls in play relative to sort of expected batting average, it's not even close. You know, and your ability to flush that is so key to being a successful Major League player.
Yeah. Yeah, I hit the ball hard. I'm always in the top percentage and exit velo and hitting the ball hard consistently. And for me, like sometimes you can be unlucky, but also too, it's not just luckiness. It's having way more information out there. So like even if you hit a sharp line drive somewhere, like there's so much information now with scouting reports, even though that there's no shift. I mean, the way that these other teams do their scouting reports, not just like how to attack you pitching wise, but
he caught that one, Pete.
There's an example right there. You just haven't played perfectly, so you just have to keep hitting hard and making the defense work.
Hey, congratulations on the All-Star game, and thank you. We can't wait to see you in the Derby.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you having me.
All
Let's go Mets.
Kapler, manager of the Giants. Back here at Citi Field with Gabe Kapler, manager of the Giants. Patrick Bailey, describe his skill set you've seen so far in the big leagues.
Buster, what you saw at the plate right there is basically what we've seen so far this season. It's been about a month in the big leagues. He's been calm and poised behind the plate, calm and poised at the plate, making great throws, leading our pitching staff well.
So Ross Stripling hasn't been off the injured list long. Tell me what your pitching plans are for tonight after Ross.
There's a little read and react here. Ross has got maybe 60 pitches to work with, maybe a little bit less and maybe a little bit more, but we got a full bullpen behind him, and we'll just read and react to the game.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks,
Carl, back to you.
All right, Buster, thank you. Full bullpen, and one of those guys that's out there was terrific when he came in against Toronto last Tuesday. That's Alex Wood. He gave him 5 scoreless innings as McNeil fouls that one off, and he is now throwing a ball out in that San Francisco bullpen. Well, that's really good news for baseball fans to have Pete Alonso, who's won the thing a couple times, to be in the home run derby in Seattle, of course, Ken Griffey's hometown, and the field is taking shape for what should be an outstanding night.
Carl, if he wins the Derby this time around, it would be with a 3rd different BP thrower. That is hard to do.
Going back to middle school on this one.
Right? How about
That's
that?
impressive.
Man of his word. 2-2, and he gets McNeil to swing and miss. Second strikeout for Stripling. So who do we got? We got Vlad Guerrero, who's in it. Randy Arozarena is in it. As you take a look at that pitch that McNeil swung at and missed, it was a changeup again.
Mookie.
And of course, Mookie Betts. Now Pete Alonso. So half the field has been decided. Randy Arozarena is an interesting one. So's Betts. It's all good as we head to Seattle for the All-Star game, the draft, the home run derby, and then the game on Tuesday. Stripling pounding it again. And of course, the hometown kid, Julio Rodriguez, is going to be there. So the Seattle superstar will have his home fans rooting for him.
Great ballpark, great fans. That's going to be a nice event.
0-2. And Marte pops this one up. Matos now drifts in, and he's there to make the play for the second out. T-Mobile Home Run Derby. It is live on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, Monday, July 10. StatCast, of course, on ESPN2. We'll start at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The T-Mobile Home Run Derby.
Can't wait to see his bats. Comes out with some cool designs.
Some of the loudest fans I've ever heard are in Seattle. At the old Kingdom, my goodness. Talk about loud fans. Seattle's got them.
Strike one to Canna. I think that building was the loudest building I've ever been in. Honestly, I mean, Yankee Stadium during the seasons where, you know, they were home runs hit, Brocious at the end, and the Arizona Diamondback series. But the Kingdome in '95, thought the roof was coming off. 10-pitch inning. Stripling keeps it going. He gets McNeil, Marte, and Canna in order. That is Citi Field on a Sunday night. Had a thunderstorm roll through here, and now we look to be good for at least the next couple of hours. We've had Pete Alonso announce he's going to be in the home run derby this year. We got a lot of action going on at Citi Field here on ESPN. We got a lot of action over on ESPN2. The K-Rod cast with Michael and Alex. We had Scott Boras. I believe Kevin Mitchell is the next guest on board the K-Rod cast. We'll start the 3rd inning with David Peterson set to go to Bryce Johnson. He's the center fielder for the Mets. And strike one. So Michael up top, A-Rod, and the great Kevin Mitchell down below, as fierce a competitor. One of the few people that can actually make barehanded catches in the outfield, like one of the most memorable images I've ever had, right?
I mean, you just put that on a loop, right? Every year we're going to see it. At least one time, Kevin Mitchell making a barehand catch by the, not by the warning track, by the way.
Pretty cool play.
124 different players played for both the Giants and the Mets. Johnson's the 9-hole hitter, batting $163, and he checks that one, and it is high, and it misses.
Fair to say the most famous one, Willie Mays?
Very fair.
All right.
Yeah, Willie Mays was on those 73 Mets towards the end of his career.
Oh.
Talk about the Mets needing a comeback, trying to get something going. You know, that 73 team, Tom Seaver had an 11 WAR, 290 innings pitched.
Say that again, because the foul ball may have distracted them. Say that again.
The 73 Mets were paced by Tom Seaver in the rotation, who threw 290 innings and collected 11 WAR. Of course, Willie Mays was there towards the end, more of a role player at that point.
Tony, you asked for it as Bryce Johnson will take first base, so he is walked. The 1973 New York Mets, 3 games above. They won the pennant. They were another one of these teams that were down at the All-Star break.
Rusty Staub in his prime, 29 years old. Buddy Harrelson.
Saw Tug right there.
Tugger, yep. People were allowed to run on the field to help celebrate.
And Eduardo, your dad hated the phrase, "You gotta believe."
Yes, he did. Along with a lot of other Reds.
Immortalized. Tom, terrific. So leadoff walk to the 9-hole hitter, and a strike called to Austin Slater.
Well, that's how you get back in it with pitching. It wasn't just Seaver, it was Koosman and Matlack following them up. And for the Mets, it's going to be the same thing. Getting their starting rotation, producing night in and night out.
They certainly have the names with Scherzer and Verlander on a line. That's caught, and did he try to drop it?
Yes, he did.
I don't blame him.
There's the smile, though.
Lindor tried to have that go off the heel of the glove, which would have set up an easy double play. But Bruce Streckman wasn't having it. Got it. Oops. Dropped it. Now Flores, he struck out his first time up. Giants 0 for 5 with a man on. Right down the middle for a strike.
Going back to that first strikeout that Flores had, remember it was a slider in the dirt that he chased. Let's see when Peterson decides to go back to that pitch, if he does it all this at bat.
Change up to get ahead. Look out, way inside, and that one could not be held onto by Alvarez. Second time a runner has advanced on a wild pitch.
And almost the same sequence. One thing that major league hitters do is they remember real well how they were attacked the first time, second time, and so forth. And that's why it's so hard for pitchers to try to get through a lineup 3 times. The first time he did throw that sinker in, moved his feet. Then after that, went soft and soft again.
Flores missed time with a left foot contusion. And another one right in on that foot, and that one actually got the top of it. So he's going to take the base on after getting hit by the pitch on a slider.
Take a look at this release point and the slider spin down and in. Right off the toe.
That's Stu Sherwater going off sound on that one, don't you? I mean, this is so quick.
I don't think it hit him.
Well, Estrada, who grounded into a double play. They're trying to steal third. Throw is a good one. Alvarez nailed him.
Guys, the really cool thing that we are seeing here in this series is 2 young catchers. One from the Giants, we talked about Patrick Bailey a lot, but Alvarez for the Mets has also been impressive, calling games, framing, and also throwing right here. They might take a look at this one.
San Francisco is challenging the call at third base.
Makes the play here on this. Goes out in front, and he slides behind him. He's safe.
He sure is safe. Malachi Moore is the third base umpire. Seemed to have a really good look at it.
Did not allow the ball to travel, and because he didn't straddle the bag, caught it in front of the bag, he left the outside part of the base open.
And did leave the tag on him in case he came off.
Oh, this is going to be close right here. From this angle, it's a lot different than the left field camera.
Isn't it amazing how the view changed your perspective?
It really did.
That first view, it looked like there was no question, and then that last one created some level of question. You know, and Gabe Kapler had a long conversation with us about many things. One of them was the way this whole thing works. And he has nothing to do with whether to challenge or not. It's somebody who's looking at the video upstairs saying, yeah, you should review it.
From that angle right there, you don't think it is, and then from this angle, it makes you question it. And if you're 50-50,
You can't be any closer to it either than the third base umpire. Right on top of that call as well.
Some teams have better luck than others, and the manager will often get credited or criticized for doing it. You can see that lower right seems to be one that they're looking at in New York for the review. The ball was there in plenty of time. All right, Eddie, so you're a third baseman. What are some of the valuable lessons you can share with people at home?
straddle the bag. Look where he catches the ball right here. If he allows the ball to travel a little bit more, he's easily out, and we are not reviewing this play. Instead, caught it out in front, and Johnson did the exact same thing you're supposed to do. Go to the outside of the base. Francisco's asking him, what do you think? He's like, I don't know.
You always get a little antsy the longer it takes, don't you?
Here we go.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. San Francisco retains their challenge.
Well, credit to the guy that was up watching the replay review. And maybe Lindor is saying to him, you know, you got to let that ball travel a little bit. He caught it in front of the base, while Bryce Johnson did a heck of a job sliding in to the backside of the base. That's a big play, because instead of having, you know, one out runner on first, now there's nobody out first and third. One out, I should say, first and third. And Estrada, who's been very, very good lately.
Well, they're hoping to get the same thing now. 5-4-3 double play. Get it to hit it on the ground.
He does. It may be a different one. How about a 4-6-3? No. Scooped by Canha, but the run will score. No double play. It was only 93 miles an hour off the bat, and McNeil did not get that ball to Lindor in time, and it had nothing to do with Lindor or McNeil.
Yeah, 93, but it hits straight on that dirt, so it slows down even more. And even with a great throw by Francisco Lindor, this would have been safe. Estrada, we talk about where you're supposed to step on the bag in the first base. When you're running down the line, he hit the bag perfectly.
So it's 1-0 now, San Francisco, and here's Davis. That's one of those plays, guys, that's kind of haunted the Mets through the course of this season. Ball was there, that's an out. And unfortunately, Beatty caught it so early that it allowed Johnson to slide in behind him.
Yeah, just missed the tag at third, just missed the turn on the double play.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Alvarez throw down, and he is out, and there's no question about that one. Jairo Estrada thrown out.
Well, this time they allow the ball to travel a little bit more, and that man right there, Francisco Alvarez, showing the strength of his arm from the knees.
Back here in Citi Field with Mets manager Buck Showalter. Francisco Alvarez makes two great throws in that half inning. How would you describe that talent of his?
No, he's a difference maker. He's growing. Got to remind yourself how young he is. Love how he's working with the pitching staff. They love throwing to him, and you see guys kind of drawn to a guy. You know that he's sincere and he cares. And what he hits, I think the pitchers realize he's got his priorities in order.
Earlier today, Pete Alonso makes the National League All-Star team. What was that conversation like for you?
Oh, it's short. Pete's a little frustrated about you know, for a lot of things, I'll say it for him. You know, some of his luck factor, but just keep hitting the ball hard and things will happen. But I think everybody's happy for him. We know what he means to our club and organization, and we're proud of him.
Buck, thanks. Carl, back to you.
Not Buster, thank you. As the managers deliver the news to the All-Stars on their teams that they have made the team, and Buck had that conversation earlier. New pitcher into the game. It's Alex Wood. So Stripling threw 24 pitches. He faced 7. He walked 1. That was the only base runner that he allowed. And now it is Wood, a sinker, slider, changeup guy. And you can see his numbers there, and that is what makes him so filthy. Beatty gone on a slider. And again, Wood's last start or last appearance was last Tuesday at Toronto. 5 scoreless innings. It was his first bulk bullpen appearance. I sense we may be in for another one tonight.
Well, we heard read and react. So yeah, something was read there. I think it was more of a reaction, but going from a right-hander to a left-hander here.
Francisco Alvarez. That's strike 1.
We know that Gabe Kapler loves that sort of platoon advantage. Put his pitchers in the best possible position along with his hitters.
But it's all about lanes, and this is where San Francisco is really good at reading the lanes here. And because Beatty being a lefty, Alvarez a righty, and Nimmo coming up next being a lefty, he wants to be able to take advantage of this right here. And this is preventive measure by Gabe Kapler and the San Francisco Giants. They attack a problem before the problem even exists. And this has been the secret to their success. Looking at the lineup and putting that pitcher or position player in the best position to succeed.
Alvarez went yard yesterday, 13th time that he has left the building. And he's got himself into a good hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Alvarez, the number 9 hitter at 217. 27 RBIs to go with those 13 home runs. This guy, you heard Buck talk about it, he works his tail off to be a better framer, caller. That throw down to second base, the throw to third base was terrific. The throw to second from his knees was incredible. And that's ball 4.
Well, it's continuing to work, and when we got here today, what was Francisco Alvarez doing with Omar Narvaez, a veteran catcher, catching pop-ups, doing pop-up drills, not taking anything for granted. He knows that he's struggled with them. He knows that it's still a work in progress, but he's trying to make it as best as he can behind the plate.
You know, his hitting was what was advertised coming up. His defense is what has impressed.
Nimmo gets drilled, and now the Mets will have 2 aboard as Wood has come in, and he got Beatty quickly, and then a walk to Alvarez, and he hits Nimmo to bring up the hottest hitter on the team, Pham.
And to put a bow on this thing with Alvarez, he actually saw me in the clubhouse and he said, I know you were up there watching. How did it look? And I said, a lot better than what I would have been doing if I was there. So he has fun with it.
1 out of 10. How many balls, if we were to do that drill, would we catch? Would we fall? We'd fall, right?
Absolutely, after it hits us in the head.
So here's Pham, big RBI opportunity, and Wood pounds 1 in for a strike.
I wouldn't draw leather the first time, that's for sure.
You get dizzy just watching it.
3 straight multi-hit games from the 26th to the 30th of June for this guy, Pham. And he watches one sail outside.
It's kind of the guy the Mets want up right now, right? In a big spot. Everywhere he's been, he just hits the ball hard. He always has. Can barrel up a baseball.
Especially against lefties. So now it plays in the Mets' favor that he wasn't able to get those 2 guys, Alvarez and Nimmo, out.
.16 extra base hits, 23 RBIs, 17 runs, last 27 games. Good one right at the bottom of the zone, and Pham not pleased with that call. The lefty Wood ready from the stretch. 2-2, and Pham fouls that one off.
One thing that I can observe from up here is Francisco Alvarez has a normal lead at second, but Brandon Nimmo does not. He's got a bigger lead because Flores is playing off the line, which is good news. Any ball that's hit on a grounder, he can disrupt a turn at second.
6'4", 215, 32-year-old Wood, and another one off the bat. Pham foul back. So the Mets are going to either add or subtract at the trade deadline, and certainly the way Pham is hitting, if they can't get it going here over the next couple of weeks, got to believe teams would be after Pham. Ball. That is outside on a changeup.
Carl, I think you're right. All the guys who are on one-year deals, David Robertson would be another one. I think the most intriguing name, if the Mets ever decide to sell, is that of Max Scherzer. He has a full no-trade clause, and I think people are going to wonder, would he accept a deal someplace else?
That's a fascinating conversation given the way this team was built and the expectations just to hear you. And I know Jeff Passan on Baseball Tonight throwing Max Scherzer's name out there. Big pitch here, 3-2 with 2 on. And Pham fouls it off again. So here's the list, Buster, we're putting up. Pham, McNeil, Max, Starling Marte, and David Robertson.
Yeah, in the case of McNeil, remember he just signed a 4-year, $50 million extension. Starling Marte, year 2 of a 4-year deal.
9th pitch of this at bat to Pham, and that's outside. They'll be loaded for Francisco Lindor. And this doesn't look like the guy that threw 5 scoreless against the Blue Jays.
Well, the problem is when you bring a left-handed pitcher in for a lane, he's already bypassed that lane.
Yeah.
Now you're back into Francisco Lindor here, who bats better right-handed than left-handed so far in recent history.
So Bailey goes out to try to calm Wood down. And one of the reasons the Mets have had very little success is that number in the upper left. 0 for their last 18 with runners in scoring position.
Loved Pham's approach during the at-bat, not trying to pull anything, go the other way. Wood is trying to throw that sinker for the double play. If you try to pull, you're in trouble.
Lindor jumps on the first one and pops it sky high. Johnson way in on a shallow one, and there will be no tag from third. Lindor unable to deliver with 1 out. And this was a team that during their great season last year excelled with runners in scoring position. They hit .267, which was tied for 3rd in baseball. They're hitting .247, which is 20th in baseball this season. Andrew Bailey, the pitching coach for the San Francisco Giants, heading out.
Booking.com. Vacation ideas?
How about a better breakfast in my college town?
Hotel in a baseball town?
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Was that Ken Griffey?
Junior.
Now the first time up, Alonso hit it fairly hard, 95 miles an hour, but there's been nobody better since 19 when it comes to driving runners in. Ahead of Devers, Abreu. Matt Olson's got the foot on the gas this year. So does every Atlanta Brave. But the bases are loaded with Alvarez at third base, Nimmo at second, Pham at first.
Doesn't seem like it's a good matchup right now for Wood. The way that Pete just took that pitch. More of an approach towards right center right here. Feels locked in and just announced that he's going to be in the home run derby.
Yep. Named to the All-Star team a few hours ago. The 1-0. Gets the call down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0 Giants, bottom of the 3rd. fooled on that one. And a good pitch from Wood, and now Alonso in a 1-2 hole.
Yeah, after getting the call on the previous pitch, chases him inside just a little bit more. Gets the count leverage now.
Bolivar 258, runners in scoring position, 862 OPS with 5 home runs. He will not chase. Pete Alonso is going right. This situation is made for him, and you expect him to get a big hit. That's foul back out of play. It is warm, humid here in New York as Alex Wood on relief, about to throw his 25th pitch of the inning.
That one leaked over the plate. It's supposed to be a little bit more in. Now you sped up the bat. Now, as a hitter, he's going, okay, does he go soft away again with the changeup, or does he try to pound me in one more time?
Changeups haven't been too close for Alex Wood, and now you're set up with the bases loaded, 2 out, full count.
That is the key. If you're following this at bat, he hasn't been very competitive with the changeup so far, to Carl's point.
A walk, a hit batter, and a walk. That's how the bases got loaded. Alonso uses his timeout. Lindor flew out to center.
There's not a lot of room for error there, too. If it's way in, it's going to be ball 4. Sometimes it might be the best thing that could happen to you here going into this 9th pitch, but if it leaks out over the plate arm side, it could get loud here.
Tony, it's humid as heck here, and you can see Alex Wood constantly wiping down his arms between pitches. How might that affect a choice changeup fastball?
Yeah, that's when you really would rather have the powdered rosin as opposed to the rock rosin that we showed you a few weeks ago.
3-2, here we go. He fouls another one off.
I'll tell you this, I'd rather go changeup right here and try to make it as effective as possible. But look at the sequence. You look at it on the left. 1 changeup, 2 sinkers. This is elementary stuff right here. Is it time for the cambio again?
'55 runs batted in this year, 131 last year. The 10th pitch of the at-bat. That's way outside. That's going to bring a run in. Alex Wood has walked 3 and hit a batter, and it's 1-1 here at Citi Field.
It's really the secondary pitches that just he hasn't been able to negotiate so far. That was a slider there for ball 4. So far this inning, Wood kind of reduced to just that 2-seam fastball.
Go back to that hit by pitch on the changeup to Nimmo. You're McNeil, you have to sit fastball because the breaking pitch has all been arm side miss.
A rare take on a first pitch fastball from McNeil.
Gets the call there. Wow. Bullpen quiet.
That was clutch.
McNeil up the middle. It's fielded. They're playing second up by Crawford. Nimmo is in, and he is followed by Pham. Boy, Estrada did everything he could. He tried to hit Crawford running, but the Mets scored 2 more. McNeil, a seeing eye ball up the middle that Estrada fielded, but Crawford couldn't hang on to, and it's 3-1.
Good job by Tommy Pham to continue running hard throughout, thinking this ball is getting through. Joey Cora lets him know. Almost a stellar play right here as Crawford's trying to catch the ball and place the tag with his foot. But the hustle by Pete also played big.
So they just called a clock violation on Alex Wood, and this thing's gone sideways on him, and he's been hurt by the walks and the hit by pitch. And here is Marte. That's way wide.
How about, you have to go back to it, right? Stripling 24 pitches and all of this. We go through the lane. It was most likely predicted and forecast beforehand from them, but pitcher's going well. There's 2 sides of this. This is how it can fall apart quickly.
Yeah, the value of contact from McNeil with 2 strikes on him and the lack of a shift this year makes that particular play happen.
And now a 3-0 to Marte. 3-1. Yeah. Yeah, part of that shift for McNeil is now an increased effort to try to go the other way. That was still on the right side of second base.
Letting Mark Canha know he's got to be on the other side of the on deck circle.
3-1 to Marte. Late 3-2.
That would have disrupted me right there because it blocks the clock. Umpire needs to have that in view.
So McNeil gets credited with a single and an RBI, and then the error on Crawford. And I'm not sure if he caught the ball, if his foot was going to be able to find second base. And that allowed Pham to come in with the 3rd run of the inning. That one is held on to by Bailey. Marte is gone, but the Mets do have an answer as Alex Wood came in and he walked 3, hit a batter, and then McNeil came through in the clutch. 3-1 through 3.
I mean, what the hell is going on here with the Mets? The hitters aren't hitting, the aces aren't pitching. Get it together. But if you want to see tennis's ace go for the 3rd leg of the Grand Slam, tune in starting tomorrow at 6 a.m. on ESPN. It's called Wimbledon.
Passionate Met fan right there, Coney. You know that. Johnny Max in Wimbledon with the rest. And that ball is hit to center field. Will it stay up long enough for Nimmo to get there? And yes, it will. J.D. Davis is retired to lead off the 4th.
Both Johnny and his brother Patrick as well.
I mean, that's why. That's what Bach and the rest of the Mets, man. You got people screaming at the top of their lungs. The expectations. Does it take a different skin to play in New York as far as dealing with the fire that you're dealing with constantly, or is that more made up?
Well, it does take a certain personality, and you do have to be in front of your locker and be accountable. And when things go bad, that's when you're tested in this town. And if you hear the boos, there's only one way to react to those. That's turn it around.
Perform.
Win them back. Redemption stories are big in this town. They build you up to break you down. When you understand the nature of the game here, and you take an overview of everything, then it helps you deal with it.
Yeah.
You got to see the big picture here.
Well, Darryl Strawberry, speaking of guys that have dealt with it in New York, he is currently on the K-Rod cast as we watch Patrick Bailey, maybe a superstar in the making, the former NC State Wolfpack catcher. I think you can listen to what Straw just said. He said, don't let the noise get to us. You know, we were able to stay focused. That's over on ESPN2 right now. Hey! Called strike 3, a rare punch out of Patrick Bailey.
It's when you set something else and you end up getting that changeup. Patrick Bailey in this sequence, first time he saw that pitch, saw a curveball, slider, a couple sinkers with that four-seamer as well, and all of a sudden you get that cambio.
Luis Matos next up, and Peterson's first one is too far inside. Matos has come back to earth a little bit, got off to a really good start. 2 for 17 on this road trip. 3 strikeouts last 9 games, only 6 for 33, and it's 1-1. They got a really nice mix in San Francisco of young players, productive players, and some veterans. And this one on the ground, backhanded, no, right underneath the glove of Beatty at third base. And Matos takes a huge turn, but he pulls back to first.
It's the second time already today we've seen 2 backhanded plays not be made by the infielders. The first one by Lindor, and this one by Beatty. He'll tell you, I should have had this one. Came out early, had some work at third base before the rain. Just didn't get that glove down. Good job by Pham, though.
Yeah, on the back end, Tommy Pham holding that to a single.
Well, both the balls that went underneath the gloves have been ruled hits. And now the veteran Crawford. One thing he has worked on is hitting the fastball. 294 average on the fastball since the 22nd of May. Swing and a miss though there. 90 and the throw down at first. Close play. Boy, Alvarez is showing off his arm. Maybe he heard all the conversation about Patrick Bailey. Hang on a second.
You know, the good thing about this is another way to keep the runner close. Right? Because you have those accounted for already from the pitcher 3 times, the most that he can throw, but there's an unlimited amount of throws that a catcher behind the plate can make. Good job there.
Crawford's come up swinging both times. He has swung at the first pitch.
You know, Crawford's had such a great run in that uniform right there. Hometown kid.
Yep.
Numbers might not be what they normally are this year for him, but nonetheless, he's going to go down as one of the great Giant shortstops when he's done playing.
Talked with him before the game about, you know, this platoon that they use in San Francisco, and when you're on a list with the great Willie McCovey and Willie Mays, Bonds, Crawford's right there. 360 fewer games than Barry's played as a position player since '58 in a Giant uniform. That is ripped. That's going to get down in the corner. And we'll see Matos run. He is being waved on, and now the brakes are put on. And a good job by the third base coach, Mark Hallberg. He had him waved, and then right when he got to the bag, he put his arms up and said, stay there. Double for Crawford.
But I like the way that Mark Hallberg actually went down the line, giving Matos a lot of time to be able to make this decision. The one thing I did not like, though, was that I thought Matos shut it down a little bit earlier. With 2 outs here, you're supposed to get it going. Right here, he's got good legs here. Looks up, right there, he slows down. He has to keep running hard. And then maybe if the cutoff is not thrown to the right spot, he's able to score.
Once again, good outfield play. Marte, the bare hand right off the wall, gets it in with something on it. Well done by Marte and well done by Pham earlier.
If Pham doesn't get over there to cut that off, they got another run, and it's 3-2. Grant Hartwig, the righty, is warming up right now for the New York Mets as Peterson is spoken to by Alvarez and Lindor. Hartwig last pitch June 25th in Philadelphia, gave him 2 scoreless innings.
Mets going to Arizona after this game, but no game scheduled tomorrow.
That's right.
Just a long flight.
Big spot for Casey Schmidt. Boy, would he love to get a big hit. He swings and fouls that one back. He's got 9 hits in his last 65 at-bats. Just a $141 his last 23 games. Third base tonight while Davis moves into the DH slot. And that's a hard one on the ground, but it's smothered by McNeil on a hop. 107.8 miles per hour off the bat, and Schmidt is retired.
That's 2 hard shots. One to Lindor, now one to McNeil. Hang with him.
Welcome back. Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Reminder, this year's All-Star Weekend comes to you from T-Mobile Park. We'll be in Seattle, baseball's biggest and upcoming stars. July 8th, the Future Game, 7 Eastern, Peacock and the MLB Network. July 10th is the T-Mobile Home Run Derby featuring that guy, Pete Alonso, right here on ESPN, ESPN 2 at 8 Eastern, and Tuesday, July 11th on Fox. The 93rd edition of the All-Star Game at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Tell you, the Atlanta Braves are well represented on the National League roster, as they should be, given how they're all playing. And the first half for many of them, they get their own private plane going, and many of the seats will be full.
The deepest team out there right now.
It feels like by a pretty lengthy margin.
Yes, their backup players are having great years.
Canna hits this one hard to left field, and that sends Slater back, and it walks off the wall over the orange, and it is a home run for Mark Canna, his 6th of the year. And that was smoked. 107.4 miles per hour, and the Mets now lead it 4-1.
Yeah, that got out of here in a hurry. On a linea. 376 feet. Right in the wheelhouse. Check out those eyes, wide open. Puts that foot down, brings in the hands.
Beatty swings to the first one and fouls it off. You can see that orange line that is on top of the wall that runs from the left field foul line all the way to the right field. Then it got over and hit that railing up there for a home run from Canna. Next one to Beatty's in there for a strike.
When a left-handed pitcher throws a 2-seam fastball to a right-handed batter on the inside corner, if it's there on the inside corner, it's very effective. The problem is it runs to the barrel if it's not. Hey!
Beatty quickly down again. Second time he is struck out.
That's exactly what Mark Canna took advantage of. That 2-seam fastball running to his barrel. Cuts him off with the pass and hits a bullet out of here.
Shows you how difficult this game is, Coney. As you know, this pitch gets into Canna and he creams it. Wood, his last outing, 5 scoreless against a really good lineup in Toronto, and tonight no control. Three walks, a hit batter in the 3rd inning in which they scored 3 runs, and then that Canna home run. And now Alvarez looks at one high to even it up, 1-1.
You guys know 60 years ago today was the famous Juan Marichal Warren Spahn game.
16 innings, yeah.
Where they both pitched a complete game.
16, 15 in the 3rd, and that was a Willie Mays homer, wasn't it?
Walk-off, yep.
Juan Marichal threw 227 pitches in that game. Warren Spahn 201. 60 years ago tonight.
Lots changed in 60 years, huh?
A little different style.
Still getting it over the plate. Yes, you stay in there.
And they both made their next starts on time.
Just think about the leg kick of Marichal having to do that for how many pitches?
227. 227 pitches, Juan Marichal. Warren Spahn out, only 201.
There we go.
Joe Torre, a young Joe Torre there in the catcher's gear.
Alvarez to center. Johnson coming, diving and making a pretty play. Bryce Johnson got a very, very slow jump. He kind of froze in his tracks, and then he came and made a great play.
Man, you're absolutely right. Did not have a good jump. Did not have a good read. And just glided towards the baseball until he realized how soft it was hit. And right there, he just takes off the afterburners. Way to regroup on that one.
Yeah, at first I thought there was a little eyewash there, but no, he did. He kind of misread it. So.
little Chucky Carr back in the
I'm always on the eyewash look here. But I think you're right. He did get a slow jump on that, and I take that back.
You're saying there are some guys who
time it just so they can dive right at the right time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember the Florida Marlins Chucky Carr?
Yes.
Oh, he was one of the best at that.
Slow, 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 go.
Trinidad Hubbard. Oh.
It was Lee May, one of your guys, Lee May, who first coined that phrase, I think, and I heard it. Eyewash.
2 balls, 2 strikes as we watch Nimmo. And that misses down.
3-2.
He struck out, he walked, he then scored in the 3rd inning. That was the hit by pitch, walk, walk, walk. McNeil single with the error. And now Nimmo will sprint to first off another walk. Wood.
Booking.com. Vacation ideas?
How about a bed and breakfast in my college town?
Hotel in a baseball town?
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Was that Ken Griffey?
Junior.
Was not Alex Wood's night. We'll make a pitching change. The Giants will go to their 3rd arm of the night when we come back. Beck's coming in. So the Read and React program for Gabe Kapler and the Giants tonight. Stripling 2 innings. He didn't really throw a lot, 24 pitches. He allowed 1 walk, and they went to Alex Wood, as Eduardo pointed out, because of the lane, a couple of lefties, and he only lasted an inning and 2/3. The 4 walks really hurt him. There was a wild pitch in there. Now you go to the former Stanford star, Tristan Beck, originally drafted by the Braves, and now a member of the Giants, and has pitched really well for them in relief. Another one of the reasons they've had great success. Tristan Beck has been a big part of it. He gets the dangerous Tommy Pham with 2 down here in the 4th. A good one in there to start him with a curveball. That sweeper from Beck.
I think he had it right the first time. That was a curveball. I know they called it a sweeper.
Felt like a curveball.
Yeah.
It looks like one, it feels like one, then it is.
Yes.
And there's the fastball at 94 from Beck. Pham shallow right field. We'll see if Matos can get there. He cannot. Nimmo goes to 3rd. The ball gets by and right. Here comes Nimmo. Here's the throw, and he's in. Now at 3rd base and hustling back to 2nd. Diving in is Pham. He's all right. And the Mets add another and lead it 5-1.
I don't understand sometimes why outfielders want to try to deke a runner or a hitter in this moment. There are 2 outs. Go after the ball as hard as you can on contact. The player that's already on base, in this case Brandon Nimmo, he's going. It does not matter. The ball skips past Matos, and Joey Cora does the right thing, continuing to send him. and Pham is able to get back to second uncontested.
That's how it's going for Tommy Pham as he drives in a run, and now Beck has to deal with Lindor.
Never got in that. Never understood that.
Tried to trick the runner, he tricked himself.
With 2 outs, who are you tricking?
Boy, big swing from Lindor. That slider hung up in that zone. There was only a 24% hit probability on that ball off Pham's bat. But he's now reached twice again tonight.
Yeah, he's living right.
Double.
Never enough cowbell. You always got to have more cowbell.
Inside of Lindor. Remember the story we heard from the Stanford pitcher this year at the College World Series? Quinn Matthews threw 156 pitches in a game. You mentioned the number of pitches Marichal had thrown. 156, and the only guy he wanted to get a text from after was this guy in the mound, his mentor at Stanford, Beck. Lindor holds his swing. He knew that Beck was making his major league debut, so he didn't expect one that night, but he got it the next day. And that was the one that he waited for. Matthews likely to be a top 2 or 3 round pick this year. 3-2. That's a little inside with a cutter.
Carl Lindor is one of a number of Mets who've been struggling. And what he's been working on in particular is when he bats left-handed, keeping the ball in the zone. They felt like he'd been chasing too much, and that plate appearance is an example of how he kept the ball in the zone for him.
He's walked twice tonight, and Giants pitchers have issued 6 walks, and this is something they don't do. They don't walk guys, and they've walked 6 tonight. Another chance for Alonso.
And again, because Flores is so off the bag at first, Lindor, big time lead at first. The infielders have to communicate. Throw the ball across the diamond. Do not throw it to second.
Better location with that sweeper slash curveball. And now 0-2. The San Francisco starters, and I understand we're in the bullpen, but their starters had the lowest walk rate in baseball coming into the game tonight. And while Wood is being used as a reliever tonight, he certainly has been a starter in the past. He started the walk machine, only 1 charge to Stripling.
I think Buster was onto something with Wood, though. He was, having trouble. Sweating profusely, his arms.
One, 2, Alonso lifts one high into foul territory. They'll watch that go to the seats. It's a little sticky. I mean, you finally took the coat off. What was the point of leaving the coat on?
Trying to lose some weight up here, Gotta go on a diet.
Sweat it off.
That's it, yes. It's not just the walks, too. The Mets have fouled off 11 2-strike pitches tonight from Giants pitching. Staying alive.
Throw down, and they're going to have Pham, but they're not going to be able to get him, and he has clipped a base. He's at third.
He baited him. Tommy Pham
but
baited.
They called Alonso strike 3, and that will end the inning. Alonso's still standing there wondering, like, wait, what just happened?
None of us can believe it.
That is strike 3. Shocked look on Pete Alonso's face. Mark Canha had the big one. He sent the apple up and the fireworks off. New York Mets get 2 in the inning. 5 in the game.
Well, we'll take a look at David Peterson, whose night is now done, but clearly sort of an east and west style, front to back, speed him up, slow him down, change ups, fastballs in, relying on movement and guile and making just enough good pitches to get through it. And that is going to be it for him, obviously, with Grant Hartwig now in the game.
Again, 2 scoreless against the Phillies June 25th, 1 scoreless in his debut on June 19th. He was selected on that day, June 19th, from AAA. And now the Giants get their platooning going with the righty Hartwig on. They'll go with Jock Peterson in place of Bryce Johnson, the center fielder. Jock's got 8 homers, 30 RBIs, and the first pitch from Hartwig is way inside with the sweeper, 1-0. That call on Alonso was a little bit closer than he, Showalter, and some people in the booth thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jock hits this to second base, staying down on it is McNeil, and Peterson retired.
Yeah, we had to take a look at it over and over again because we definitely knew he did not swing. It was actually on the call. Pete was in shock, so was Tommy Pham, who took third on the throw, but watch where it was. Called that pitch a strike, up by the letters. I thought it was just up.
Well, certainly the way it was caught, too. It was no effort to frame it. Coming up throwing. Oh, a lot going on there, a lot of action.
See Pete almost listening with his eyes. He kind of glanced back to see what the call was going to be as this one's beaten into the ground. Lindor across the diamond, and Austin Slater is retired. 2 down here in the 5th.
A lot of things that we take for granted are what infielders do, especially shortstops, and they're so good with their feet. Watch Francisco Lindor here take a step back, not forward. He's reading the hop. He knows exactly who was running, and because of it, he had enough time to make a perfect throw over to Mark Canha.
Hartwig's first one misses. He throws a cutter. We've seen the 2-seamer and a sweeper. Alvarez was begging for that, didn't get it. 2-0.
You know who threw a good sweeper? Juan Marichal had a good sweeper. He didn't know it was a sweeper. He threw one.
That's in there for a strike.
Not at the time.
I think they were too concerned with naming pitches. The name of the game was throw them and get guys out. As Flores fouls that and goes to his knees.
I would have a conversation with Joel Pinheiro, and his father played also baseball in Puerto Rico, and he would call his curveball a drop ball.
The drop ball, yes.
Just a drop.
And Wilmer to left field. And a no. Span had it in the glove, and he couldn't hang on to it. He's frustrated with himself. He'll give Flores a hit.
And he is visibly upset at himself. Not only did he smack his glove, but then he also, he's still going at it. It's a ball he knows he should have had.
We've gotten 3 balls that you could certainly argue could have been outs. All have been officially scored hits.
That was scored a hit?
That was scored a hit.
Wow.
So far.
He's the first one to tell you that's an error.
I mean, when you first started, were you throwing curveballs or were you throwing something that you named something else? Like, it moves.
Yeah, I mean, I threw sidearm sliders that Keith Hernandez dubbed sort of Laredo pitch, south of the border. So I was more changing arm angles in order to vary the break.
Hey! And there for a strike. Hartwig does his job. He gets Peterson, a ground ball from Slater, and then Estrada with a punch out. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, is brought to you by Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, now playing only in theaters. Indiana Jones, Guy?
I'm going,
yeah?
Definitely. I got
I'm in. I'm
all about Harrison Ford. How can you not be?
All about Harrison Ford.
5-1 Mets. And McNeil choked up a quarter of the way. He will send one to left field. Slater, an easy one this time, and he's there to make the play. One down. Tristan Beck pitching for the Giants. Yeah, I mean, the Indiana Jones thing was one of those movies you'll remember. You know, Back to the Future. It was kind of a cult following of Indiana Jones and all the movies he did. A little too many snakes for me. Yeah. Not a snake person.
I just love the way that Harrison Ford got into acting. Was a carpenter, and all of a sudden they said, "Come on by. We need a body. Let's make some reads."
Gotta say that's good information about Carl, that he doesn't like snakes. It's a long season.
Thanks, Buster.
Or elevators that get stuck.
Oh.
Did notice he did not get in the elevator with us today.
If it's too crowded, he's not popping
You guys
in
got on an elevator with 41 people on it. I'm not going to get on
Correction, 42. But it's okay.
It's a hard pass. Thank you. I'll walk. I'll take the stairs if I have to. Inside to Marte.
All right, so I was having an interesting conversation with Starling Marte during batting practice, and he was telling me because he did have surgery, double hernia surgery during the offseason, he hasn't felt the same. He feels like he hasn't been able to turn on pitches or catch pitches on the top of the zone well because he feels tight. It's a guy that does a lot of Pilates and CrossFit during the offseason. Wasn't able to do either as he rehabbed.
And this one backs up third baseman Schmidt, and he fires a fastball over there, and he will throw a fastball. His average is around 95.2 miles per hour. Former pitcher in college. Best coverage of today's game. Take a look at the Hannah Homer through the T-Mobile multi-view.
Got out of here in a hurry. You guys used to watch Dave Winfield. Sort of what his home runs look like on a linear. That was a rope.
That throw from Schmidt was 91.2 miles an hour. Between he and J.D. Davis, I mean, they got pitchers at third base, both collegiate relievers. A whole bunch of saves for both of them. Beck, a former college star at Stanford, pours one in there for a strike. Cal State Fullerton. He had 11 saves and an ERA of 2.94, while Schmidt was at San Diego State University. A 2.48 ERA, 23 saves. And in his freshman year, his ERA was 0.28. He gave up 1 run.
It's probably the one time the media wanted to talk to him too, right? Probably blew a save.
He spent way too much time in New York.
They did. San Diego State, I'm not sure they were banging the door down to jump on him for the 1 run.
Well, that's John Smoltz's famous line is when he converted to a closer into the bullpen, that he talked to the media 4 times in 2 years. Those are the times he blew a save.
No Sunday Night Baseball next week. The Major League Baseball draft will be on ESPN. And then the Derby on Monday. Pete Alonso's now thrown his name into the ring. See if he can win for a 3rd time. This one has popped up. Luis Matos now in center field. Coming, so is Peterson. And it's the ball that drops in between Matos and Estrada, and nobody got it. And that's going to be a hit for Mark Canha, his 2nd to go with a homer.
Well, it's usually a bloop and a blast, right? This time it was a blast, then the bloop. Matos playing the deep center field, coming in. And you can see here for yourself, he's coming in and the same as Johnson did earlier, not hard off the gate. Then he looks down, and once he sees His second baseman almost under it. Caught in between. I guarantee you when they get to the dugout, they're going to have this conversation. As soon as he said right there, I got it. As an infielder, you got to get out of the way.
Beatty into right field. Estrada can't get it. Can't move up 90. Brett Beatty's first hit of the night. In your opinion, did Estrada peel off enough, or is that why you saw Matos slow down?
No, as soon as Estrada peeled off because he heard Matos calling for it.
Did he peel off enough? Why did Matos slow up?
Because he realized he wasn't even close to it. I mean, the mistake was made when he called for the ball. As an infielder, you're going hard at it until you hear something.
Yeah, it looked like he got a late break, too. He kind of froze immediately.
Somebody fell?
Somebody's on the field in center field. It looks like he may have fallen over the fence. He's got his hands up. He's not looking to cause any problems, but he did fall over the wall.
He fell.
And security here at Citi Field sent a whole bunch out, and you can see the guys holding their hands up.
So he hurt himself as well.
Yeah. Over that railing, I mean, you're looking at a 10, 12-foot fall.
Yeah, that's no joke there. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he put his hands up saying, look, I'm not trying to be on the field for any.
An 8-foot wall out there, and then you add what looks to be about 3 foot of railing. And that interrupts things here for Beck and Alvarez. Now we're set again. Francisco a walk, and he flew out to center field. And this one hard on the ground. Boy, the second base umpire had to do something to get out of the way of it. It's fielded by Estrada. They will strand two.
That's the quickest I've seen Bruce Dreckman move those feet. Little salsa and merengue combined.
We're back Sunday Night Baseball. Carl Ravitch, Eduardo Perez, David Cone, Buster Olney, Alvarez, and J.D. Davis. And you take a look at it. The hard hit leaders since 2022, thanks to StatCast powered by Google Cloud. It's when you hit the ball, how do you hit it? And obviously, Davis, when you think about Judge and Jordan, Chapman, and Gallo, that's a really good list. He's 5th in baseball. He swings and misses at that one.
So I asked him, what are you doing differently? You're hitting the off-speed pitch really well as well. He said, well, I'm trying to be as loose as I can from the waist up, but the legs have to be grounded, so I want to get that foot down early.
Ball inside.
Sort of like Shohei, getting that foot down a la David Wright back in the day as well. Those are the two names that he mentioned. I want to be connected to the ground.
1 and 2. He also tore a hand ligament in 2021, which may have hampered some of that bounce back from him. But to your point, the foot down is a big deal. No leg kick for him. He came over in that Darren Ruff deal. And there you go. No swing.
And he loves hitting in this ballpark.
2-2.
Asked him, what's the difference? He said, the dark background here just feels like it's a lot wider than anywhere else.
Good pitch there. Hartwig picks up the strikeout of Davis. Back-to-back punch-outs. Estrada last half and Davis to lead off here. like Adley Rutschman in Baltimore, this appears to be somebody who's going to be on the radar for a long time. Patrick Bailey. He went 0 for 3 Saturday, which snapped an 11-game hit streak. But as far as leadership qualities go and all the other intangibles, he checks every box. Gabe was said, let's pump the brakes on the Buster Posey stuff, but since he debuted on the 19th, their record has been terrific, and you can see he has contributed in such a big way. Misses badly on that slider.
Well, Buster talked about this kid's been a catcher since he's 10. He was born to be a catcher, and when we asked Gabe Kapler about him, and I asked specifically about pitch calling, he said no, they really are impressed with the way he handles information, the way he calls pitches, the way he handles the pitching staff.
He set an NC State record for homers as a freshman, 13. He won ACC Freshman of the Year honors. He also showed that great development with the bat and was on the cusp of a huge breakout as a junior. They called him Patty Barrels there. That's what NC State fans love to call him. He looks at a strike.
What do they call him here? Patty Bazooka?
Yep. For his arm. 6 home runs, 54 at bats, homered both sides of the plate in the game against Iowa. A natural righty, started the switch hit when he was 11, and that's a foul tip into the mitt. Bailey's questioning whether that ball was caught cleanly by Alvarez.
Oh,
snow coner by a catcher.
Wonder if he trapped it with the ground, though. Was it going to pop out?
That's what Bailey is pleading right there.
Bailey was 11, by the way, when his summer coach told him, you know what the quickest way to the big leagues is? A switch hitting catcher or a left-handed pitcher. He wasn't going to be the left-handed pitcher, so he decided this is a good time to switch hit.
That's good coaching.
Great coaching. Great advice.
And that was Houston Summers who told him that.
The big league name. Houston Summers.
On a line over the head of Lindor, and it's cut off out there by Nimmo in center field. A hard hit ball by Luis Matos.
Francisco really thought he was going to catch that, right? That ball kept sailing way over him. You see the exit velocity on it, 104.5 miles per hour. He has all intentions right there, and that ball just took off. Look how much he missed that by. No chance, but that courtesy jump right there. Wait till he sees this on video. He's going to be like, what was I thinking?
You calling eyewash? Is that what I'm hearing here?
Feels lighter. Got that fresh cut. A couple weeks ago, right?
New baby at home, too. Crawford doubled his last time up, and that's outside from Hartwig. And that'll rush Alvarez out to talk to his reliever.
Coney once covered a center fielder who couldn't stand the starting pitcher on a given day. And the starting pitcher gave up a monster home run, must have been in the seats by about 50 feet, and the center fielder ran to the wall and leapt up like Spider-Man, like he was going to try to catch it. Of course, it sailed over his glove by a significant amount. He wanted to send the starting pitcher a message.
Okay, I want to see video of that. Dying to see that now.
It was closer than you think, Eduardo.
He got up there, man.
K-zone hat is a pink. 2 balls, no strikes. Crawford 4 homers on the year. Paints on the corner for a strike. Giants 5-5 in their last 10. They began the day 3 games behind Arizona in the West, and their run differential was a +40. They went 18-8 in June and scored 5.5 runs a game. And as we showed you, 1 for 9 with men on. They hit .349 as a team with runners in scoring position in June. Three and two.
Good pitch and good discipline by Crawford as well. He's looking for something middle in, 3-1, get something on the outside part of the plate. Not what he's looking for, take it.
Missed badly on a 3-2, and now it'll be first and second. Rarely the lefty is warming up, and that's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound to talk to Hartwig. You want to suit up this season? Go to MLBshop.com. You can find the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team at MLBshop.com. Got some fireworks plans, barbecue. What's your July 4 for Koenig and Eduardo?
I'll be in Miami, and I'm actually going to take a little boat ride that day with the family. Yeah. We'll be somewhere in the
fireworks somewhere?
No, we're going to see a laser show.
I'm going out east. I'm looking for Keith Hernandez somewhere in Sag Harbor.
Is that right?
I'm going to just go up and knock on his door and just show up.
Just knock on doors?
I know he's in Sag Harbor somewhere. I'm going to find him.
Gabe Kapler's now out talking to Stu Sherwater. You know, the College World Series, Coney, I don't know if you saw it, but the Florida coach Kevin O'Sullivan didn't realize that his team had visited the mound 6 times. They had their closer in the game, and the 7th visit they said, you got to take that guy out now. They had to bring a freshman in. Jam shot there, and I was thinking that perhaps Hartman was going to get it, but Canna said, I got it, get out of my way. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It'll be 1-2-3 for the Mets. They lead it 5-1 on Sunday Night Baseball.
I will be participating in the 2023 Home Run Derby.
Yeah, high five up here, Pete.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Eduardo Perez giving high fives.
Oh yes. Friedline, he's going to be throwing the Derby to me, and I had him as a travel ball coach like in middle school when I was in 7th and 8th grade, so 13, 14 years old, and to be selected for the 3rd time in 5 years, I mean, to me it's an honor and something that I'll very highly appreciate.
So Mike Friedline from 14, 15 years ago gets the call to the big leagues to pitch in the Home Run Derby in Seattle in front of, 50,000 people with millions watching on TV.
Let's go.
Piece of cake. Tampa Heat.
Pete would become, if he wins this one, would become the 3rd. It's the 3rd time with 3 different BP throwers. That right there is some kind of special. The one in Cleveland was impressive. Pitches down and away from his buddy, and he was still getting it done.
Nimmo, left field, playable for Slater. I think that buddy, wasn't he like a car wash guy or something?
He was a cousin.
Didn't he run a car wash in Cleveland? He drove.
All I know is that he earned that one. The other one was Dave Youse. He's money.
Yes.
Now Tommy Pham.
Well, Tommy Lasorda, the late Tommy Lasorda, used to bring in pitchers for batting practice that looked like the opposing pitcher. He had a lefty that looked like Sid Fernandez. He had different, tall, skinny guy. If you're facing somebody like a Rick Aguilera back in the day.
Yeah, and you know what they do now for that? They have the machine to emulate the pitcher. Literally the pitcher.
I know, and the hitters like it. They've been so accustomed to it, they really enjoy that.
Why wouldn't you enjoy that?
Well, I understand if it's the Traject machine that has the video of the pitcher with the release and the whole thing. But when you put a machine out on the field and have it throw just cheese down, I'll take the day off. I'll see you at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, but the Traject machine is it's 1-2 to Pham, and that's way outside. Like
that's
to the
next
point
level
that Coney was making. Like Lasorda bringing guys that look like the pitchers. Now these guys get a chance to go in a tunnel underneath and see the pitcher.
The pitcher, the velocity, the high-speed velocity,
the spin, everything that pitcher does, the machine emulates. Tommy Pham, stay hot. Another bleeder into right. He's reached base 3 times tonight. He's got 2 hits. Update, we're good. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what broke or was bleeding. My glasses are still good.
My man looks like Mr. Potato Head when you put the glasses, the hat on right there, the bandage. He's got the earrings working. He's working it right here. Oh, that story's going to be there for a long, long time.
Does he have a Band-Aid on his schnoz?
Yes, he does. By any chance, did you see the butterfly that landed on Rocco Baldelli's nose?
Yes.
While he was managing, it was great.
Yeah. Just 3 ahead, I'll take 4.
Yeah, Coney, he does. He's bandaged up. He looks like he's going to have a story when he goes home tonight. I got news for you, Buster. I can see an interview. That's foul. I mean, do we need to hear from the guy?
You know what? Now that you mention it, I kind of want to hear it now.
I think Buster might be counting his steps.
He is a star.
He's a legend.
Hashtag Humpty Dumpty. Beck takes his time. You can see that pitch clock. And did Lindor get that? They gave it to him. That was close.
One of the problems for hitters, we pointed out before, if you get in the box too quickly, you put the pitcher in a position to hold the ball longer. And sort of freeze the runner or freeze you in the box.
And this is the game right here. Lindor is just waiting. He doesn't need to get in there and face him until there's 8, which he's now doing.
That's the difficult part about hitting now, because not only do you have to be concerned about what's he going to throw next, but when do I get in the box? Right now it's at 13. He's going to wait another 5.
Yeah, he's looking at the clock, waiting.
Two with Pham on first base, and they will look him back.
Then you got the cerebral Stanford guy on the mound trying to get your timing off.
Yes. Good time for Pham to go. Lindor waiting. Now he's ready, right at the 8-second point. Pham should go.
Not going, and Lindor, that is a fair ball. They'll step on first, and now Pham is in a rundown, and he is tagged out. That was a third out right there. So a double play to end the inning. Maybe he should have went.
Giants won.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. It's presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Jeff Brigham is in. Grant Hartwig is out. He gave you 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. It's 5-1. As we head to the 7th inning on Sunday Night Baseball. One of the magic numbers for the Giants is 4 runs. When they score 4 runs or more, they are 42-11. 3 or fewer, they're 4-26. And it'll be Brigham's job now to keep them at the 1-run mark. His first pitch is off the plate. Nine, then top of the order for the San Francisco Giants, who will head home and play tomorrow night from New York. Got this down.
Ball inside.
And right away, behind 3-0. Brigham is 0-2, a 4.30 ERA. He's got an 0.95 whip, which is the 7th lowest in the National League, 16th in the majors for any reliever with 25 or more appearances. So there have been a lot of reasons given for the Mets' struggles. How much of it do you think was just rooted in the Diaz injury in the beginning of the spring, who, by the way, was out throwing and may return at some point? But how much do you think that started the whole thing and can be attributed to his injury?
That's a big part of it, because the historic year he had last year. I mean, he was arguably one of the greatest closer years of all time. So yeah, that's going to have a residual effect. And never has it been more important to have overall depth in your pitching staff, especially your bullpen.
Leadoff walk again to the 9-hitter, this time from Jeff Brigham. You can stream every out-of-market Major League game live or on demand, all minor league baseball. Blackout other restrictions will apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Let's see what we got. Lenia.
He's working on his launch angle.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Negative launch angle. Blake Sabol became a bit of a hero here in New York, certainly among Giant fans, for the way he treated a fan. Sabol went 1 for 3 with the double. He's 3 for 18 with the double, an RBI and 7 punch-outs on this trip. But it was a high five he gave to a fan after the fan thought a ball was foul, reached over for it, ended up being a ground rule double. And for a while, it appeared as if it was going to cost the Mets a run. They looked at the replay. They gave the Mets the run, but man, he was getting the Bartman treatment. And Sabol went over to him. He's wearing a Giant jersey. Gave him a high five, let him know, like, you try to block this stuff out. You didn't do anything wrong. You're at a ballpark trying to get a baseball.
Kid continued to say, I'm sorry. He's like, don't apologize.
Yeah, so this was the play, and you can see it's fair, and he reached over and touched it. And initially it was going to cost the run for the Mets. They eventually gave it to him. That really shows what a good dude Sabol is. He holds up there.
So his mom and his older brother were actually going into the concession stands as this evolved. And the kid texted his brother and said, you better come back. There's an emergency going on here. You better come back.
And this one is hit hard to left field. And Sabol, pinch hitting, has left the building. What a job by Blake Sabol. His 8th home run of the year, and it's a brand new ball game. A 2-run shot makes it 5-3.
Interchangeable parts. That's what the San Francisco Giants are all about. The 9-hole hitter, the 1-hitter in this game, the guys that started it, no longer. As Sabol hits for Slater, and the pinch hit turns into a 2-run homer. Gets it out in front, left center field. That ball's gone.
383 feet and 103.7 off the bat. Here's another one driven down the line in left, but it is foul.
Carl, you were mentioning the loss of Edwin Diaz in spring training, and you talked to a lot of people in the organization. They also point to the departure of Seth Lugo.
Yes.
Trevor Williams, who played really important roles in their bullpen, especially in a game like this when the starter goes just 4 innings.
Agreed. So Brigham walks Peterson, homer to Sable, and now Flores fouls that one back.
Well, I think it was Tom Verducci with SI that wrote an article recently over the last month or so that talked about last year 51% of all pitchers in the big leagues ended up on the IL. It's almost like flip a coin nowadays. Pitchers throwing harder than ever before. Power is up. So are injuries.
Yep. Strikeout of Wilmer Flores for the first out here in the 7th.
And a lot of organizations, they don't expect their starting pitcher, I'm talking 1 through 5, to go 30 starts. They're trying to limit that. If you can spread out the starters, not just with 5, but with 8, sometimes 9, just to limit those starts, especially against good teams.
Estrada about face, and that is good for a hit. So the Giants here against Brigham will bring the tying run to the plate. Dominic Leone warming up in the Mets bullpen. There's a phone call being made from Hefner. And here comes Buck Showalter. And he's already made the call to bring in Dominic Leone out of the pen. Jeff Brigham came in. He walked Peterson, home run Slater, strikes out Flores, Estrada aboard. Third time the Giants have thrown a pinch hitter up there, and he has left the building, and it's this time Sable going the other way. Ball went over the wall. Thankfully, no fan fell onto the field. Have yourself a 72-hour window there. Blake Sable, very personable guy, and we told the story about what he did for that Giant fan, and here he delivers a pinch hit 2-run shot. Jeff Brigham has not had any success, so he's out of the game, and now Dominic Leone is in. And this is sort of highlighting that point about Diaz, how everybody else is affected, whether overused, their regular spot when it comes to innings, or as you guys have said tonight, lanes, gets all blown up. The Mets have had an extraordinary number of games in which they've led after 6 and lost. J.D. Davis.
Games have definitely been managed differently in today's baseball, where it's no longer pitch until you show that you can no more. It's done differently now, consistently all around.
Davis, this one to right center. That's a gap shot. That gets down. It'll go to the wall where Marte picks it up. Estrada will round. He's coming in. There is no throw. It's a 1-run game on a double and an RBI for J.D. Davis, his 45th RBI of the year. And another hard hit ball by J.D. Davis at 103.7 miles an hour.
How grounded he is. Feet stay completely attached, top to bottom. Drills it into the gap. Good job by Marte getting this ball in quickly.
Estrada, too, scoring from first on a double that was hammered in the gap. Easily scores.
Now a 1-run game, Patrick Bailey, and that pitch is sailing high and away at 97. Only 1 out here in the 7th inning. Brigham started it. And now it's on Leone. Those bullpen numbers tell a story, as do several of the Met fans that are now beginning to start to move towards the exits. Part of that may have to do with the drizzle that is beginning to fall here at Citi Field. And again, the Giants are doing this a little undermanned. They love this platoon game. I mean, very few teams play that platoon game like they do. And another reason when an opponent goes to a bullpen, they feel like we got multiple answers. They're without Yastrzemski, and they don't have Conforto. 3 balls and a strike.
But a lot of managers around the league would tell you that one of the most difficult teams to play against is the San Francisco Giants because of all those parts that they have on the bench. This roster is built for matchups late and in mid-game. That guy right there, he has perfected the way that this organization does things on the field.
Bailey took a big rip at it. May have been out of the strike zone of ball 4.
And what I mean by perfected is being consistent, doing it game after game, year after year.
Well, I know this. It certainly keeps the player engaged during the game. I mean, you know when that bullpen door opens, your number may be called. That's down the middle. That's a strikeout of Patrick Bailey, and it's a big one for the Mets. Dominic Leone.
And a lot of people would say that players, they would hesitate to go to San Francisco because of the way that they use the players. I would have loved it. I know my strength was against lefties. If they're going to put me in a position to succeed, that's what I would want to be able to survive at the major league level for a long time. Now, the superstars are always going to play.
Right. Here we go again. So they pinch hit Lamont Wade, and then Lamont Wade is intentionally walked. And here comes Buck Showalter.
You rarely see this. So you walk the go-ahead run in Lamont Wade to face Brandon Crawford, and this is where Buck will come out to bring in Brooks Raley, who I think a lot of Mets fans were wondering, why didn't he just start the inning against Peterson, who was a lefty. And
you had your small lane. You had the lefty Peterson up. He elected to go with the righty Brigham. It backfired. There's 2 on. It's a 1-run game. Brooks Raley's coming in to face Brandon Crawford. MLB app is still the #1 place for live baseball. Real-time highlights, breaking news, faster than ever. You can now follow the players, get a home feed personalized just for you. Download the MLB app today. So that will bring the lefty Raley in, and he will face the lefty and Brandon Crawford. Crawford hits .214 against lefties, .223 against righties. He's got 1 homer against lefties. He's got 3 against righties. He's had 42 at-bats against the lefties, and this is part of the trouble for the Mets. 12 blown lead losses when they were ahead by multiple runs. They're not alone. It's tied for 5th in baseball.
That tells the story between 2 teams right there. One comes from behind. One's having trouble holding the lead.
The intentional walk to Wade has runners at first and second. And Crawford swings at that first one, a high cutter at 83 miles an hour for a strike. J.D. Davis, the runner at second base. He's the tying run. Go ahead run is Wade. Part of the challenge in dealing with the Giants is to know when you go to your lefty, because there are multiple options from the right side. This was the option that Buck said, I got my lefty against their lefty. I don't have anybody that's going to take Crawford's place. 1-2 from Raley to Crawford. Stays alive. Giants have 2 wins when they have been trailing by 4 or more runs in the 7th inning or later. And that may be tied for most in baseball. It's only happened twice, but this is a relentless offense. And interchangeable parts. Another 1-2. And Crawford up the middle. It sounded like the bat broke. Lindor there, and he gets it. Came off the bat at 65 miles an hour. They cut into the lead. It's 5-4. Alonso leads off when we come back in the bottom of the 7th. Taking a look at our game track. It's brought to you by Geico. Neither team has been sharp defensively. This was the big inning. Estrada tried to get that ball to Crawford. He dropped it. 2 runs came in. And then this real curious play as Matos apparently tried to deke the runner, Nimmo, and he had the ball go under his glove, and that allowed Nimmo to score easily. Pham ended up getting back into second safely. There are a lot of things that have been a difference maker in the game, but that certainly got the Mets their 5th run. Yeah, so Matos now learned that you don't try to deke a runner when there are 2 outs. The guy's going to keep going, right? So lesson learned there, but the Giants are a team that they are relentless. And as Sarah Langs already told us via text, she said Giants have 2 wins when trailing by 4+ runs in the 7th inning or later, tied for most in Major League Baseball. And here comes Tyler Rogers, who has been terrific. He's allowed an earned run in just 2 of his last 19 games. They have Camilo Doval as an all-star. This guy certainly could end up in Seattle given his stuff. And he'll deal with Pete Alonso to start. That's a fair ball down the first baseline. Flores was shaded. Alonso will hustle into second base, and Pete's got himself a double.
So I asked my father, Tony Perez, I said, how do you hit side armors? What do you do? And he said, you have to think the other way. Drive the ball the other way. It's the best way to be able to barrel something hard if it's even on the ground. Definition of barrel different then than what it is now. But he hits this ball hard on the ground, gets it past the infield, and now he gets 2. Righties should try to go the other way against side armors.
Another big hit there for Alonso. And now Jeff McNeil steps to the plate.
What was on this day that your father got his 2,500th hit off of Bob McClure. July 2nd, 1982.
There we go. Man, a lot of those hits put a lot of food on the table.
Ooh, 2,500.
I ate all those.
This day.
I ate all those fried plantains too. He used to look the other way. I used to snag it from his dish.
I don't sense that he missed much. I think he was probably aware of that.
Well, when you're 5, you don't know. You think you got him.
McNeil, oh, just foul. He drops his bat. He thought he had one too.
You get the feeling with McNeil and his style of hitting, he doesn't care about exit velocity. He's trying to swing a magic wand, sometimes almost like a check swing the other way.
That magic wand, no knob, same model that Roberto Clemente used when he played.
Beats that one into the ground, and Flores looks to third, and McNeil does his job with nobody out. He does get the runner Alonso to third base.
It's a heck of a job with 2 strikes, getting it done, and starting Marte again. Has to put the ball in play. Infield will be in.
Not a lot of speed with Pete Alonso at third.
Sable's gone in the left. Lamont Wade is now in center field for the Giants. And you can see the infield all in on the grass as the first pitch to Marte is in there. A four-seam fastball, a sinker, and a slider for the Submariner Tyler Rogers. Twin brother Taylor is the lefty on the staff.
See, if you think right field, the bat head will stay on top longer. If you try to lift the ball pull side, you're in trouble against this man here.
1.11 feet off the ground. Rogers has thrown 6 pitches. They've all been strikes. Now the infield backs up a little bit, and Marte stays alive. At your lowest point, how low were you?
I didn't get that low. No. This is underhand. Almost to the ground, really. I mean, how close he comes to hitting the mound with his knuckles. Truly remarkable. That creates kind of an upshoot effect with that slider. But visually, it almost looks like it's rising, that slider.
Sure.
I mean, Mets fans will remember Terry Leach, who used to throw similar to that, kind of what he called his upshoot slider. He tried to almost visually look like it was rising, which obviously it's not, but very deceptive.
And Marte, shallow center field. Nobody's going to get it. That's going to play to Alonso, and Starling Marte delivers with a runner in scoring position to give the Mets a 2-run lead.
It's a heck of a job of protecting the plate there. Look at the exit velocity. 66 miles per hour off the bat. Just putting it in play. Maybe something good will happen out of it.
Here's Canha, who's got a home run, and he looks at strike one on a four-seam fastball. He's got very good numbers in a small sample size, 3 for 4 against Rogers.
This is interesting for Marte. Here, he's not going off the leg kick. He's going actually off his upper body. As soon as his head drops for the delivery, he can go. You're trained as a base runner. Let's look at the feet. Left leg kicks, in this case a right-handed pitcher. You go, but for Rogers now, it's more the head dropping as soon as the delivery is made.
Because that ball was hit so shallow and Wade had to charge it, you do wonder, or you do give credit again to McNeil for getting Alonso to third base. Not sure he scores on that play, even though it was a single to the outfield. It was so shallow, and Pete's not the fastest runner. Two to Canha. Splits another one.
Yeah,
That's a great point, Carl, especially here in the latter innings. Giving yourself up to pull the ball to move the runner over. A productive out. And to Eduardo's point, just making contact for Starling Marte.
Yeah, he just threw the bat at it.
Get him over, get him in.
This one beaten into the ground. They will have to hurry, and they will not get Mark Canha. They cut down Marte at second base, but Canha is at first. Not a lot, Casey Schmidt, even though he throws it as hard as anybody could do on that play.
No, just too softly hit to go all the way around the horn.
Brett Beatty with 2 down in the 7th. Amazing, you know, we're so fascinated. Paul Skeens, the great LSU pitcher, was on K-Rod. He threw in a game at the World Series where his fastball average was 99 miles an hour. Average. And he's throwing 2-seamers and 4-seamers at 82 miles an hour.
But well located.
To be honest, I didn't really know.
And there is Paul Skeens talking about his
I think I would enjoy it, and I think I would probably make a career out of it. Baseball.
college experience. At Air Force, he was a two-way player, another one of those two-way players, and came to LSU to pitch. And he's earned himself a whole bunch of money. Could very well go #1 to the Pirates, but very, very likely a top 3 pick in the draft coming up. And Coney, he is a monster of a man. He is a big, big guy.
Got a big league mustache too. I mean, that's real.
Interference.
Catcher interference called on Patrick Bailey, and that'll allow Beatty to go to first. Bailey interference, Beatty to first.
And it happens a lot with Rogers because hitters want to see it get deep. Don't want to be too out in front. We talked about the velocity. Sees it hits right off the mid of Bailey.
Barely too. Because Beatty's just trying to spoil that pitch. See a lot of catchers, because of the framing ability, or the framing training rather, start with the glove on the ground and then have a lot of movement lifting the glove up. And visually that was hard to see. Sometimes obviously you go off a sound if you're the home plate umpire.
This is an interesting conversation right there with the two catchers.
I think this is a really good challenge here. And the reason I say that is it also gives Rogers a break.
He hit the glove, though. I think you can see it there.
But it's one of those where you also get that extra time right here to be able to give your pitcher a breather. Yeah, I got him.
That's the way most modern catchers catch nowadays, not only on one knee, but with the glove on the ground and moving up to frame. So there's a lot of movement as he reaches out. See, he kind of reaches out to go try to frame that pitch just enough
After review, the call on the
that
field
Beatty
is confirmed
can
that as
potentially make
catcher's
contact.
interference, San Francisco loses their challenge.
I agree, but we did talk with Gabe about using your replay reviews to kind of pause the action. And it's quite clear that he has thought about it. Perhaps he thought about it here. Perhaps the replay review guy said, I didn't see it. But definitely another way to kind of manipulate the pitch clock and give your pitcher a break. Runners both go. Throw to third. Not in time. Double steal by the Mets.
Good
and
job
they took
by
that
Beatty.
on Rogers. Canna is in.
Good job by Beatty as a trailer to notice Canna going. It's exactly what you're supposed to do. He goes, you keep an eye on him, you go as well.
Canna's a smart base runner. Got a tremendous jump there.
Schmidt caught that ball in front of the bag.
He did. Alvarez banks that into the ground. Crawford is there, and an easy one. So they will strand 2. They score 1. We head to the 8th inning. 8-9-1 coming up on Sunday Night Baseball. 6-4 Mets. The great Willie Mays, as we remind everybody, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. With Clemente, Aaron, Willie Mays, New York, San Francisco. As good as ever. And this pitch to start the 8th inning from Raley with Adam Ottavino warming up for the Mets. And with Conforto down, the Giants really don't have anybody else to get into the game. They've kind of used all of their bench players.
Yeah. Tank is empty there.
Change up there from Raley away to Schmidt.
Really impressed with the at-bats that Casey Schmidt has had tonight. Nothing to show for 0 for 3, but 2 hard shots over 100 miles per hour, and then the pop-up, but you can tell why they're so high on him.
Takes one at the top of the zone. The Mets are looking to win their first series since last month. They went through the entire month without winning a series. And they fly to Arizona, and then they will begin a series with the Diamondbacks, who have been very good in the NL West all year. Now you look at the teams that are having success, like the Diamondbacks. We know about the Braves and their talent, but the Orioles, you know, the Rangers. Is there something to be said about this being a now more athletic, young game?
Absolutely, there is, and the trend moving forward as well. You guys are covering the Major League Baseball draft coming up. Maybe one of the deepest drafts in recent memory as well. So much talent. You mentioned Paul Skeens. But yeah, I guarantee you organizations are looking at athleticism now. Versatility and athleticism. How many positions can you play?
Called strike 3, and the toss of the bat will be picked up by Schmidt as he has to go back to the dugout. You take a look at the division leaders around the game, right? The Braves have great talent, and that probably supersedes youth, but the Reds are the 6th youngest. The Diamondbacks are the 5th youngest team in the major leagues. On the other side, real struggles for teams like the Padres, the Cardinals, and the New York Mets.
Yeah, it's different. The game is played at a faster pace right now. And by the way, the Atlanta thing, I blame it on Charlie Morton. I think it'll go down. He's been great for them. But it brings that age factor up, too. It's an athletic game. It's a faster game. The timer has changed the perspective of the game as well. And we're seeing a lot of velo, but we're also seeing a lot of power.
Really good start, by the way, for Verlander yesterday. Peterson, who came on to hit in the 5th inning, is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Carl, I can remember asking general managers around baseball which organization was best suited to play with the new rules that were announced last summer for 2023. And so many mentioned the Tampa Bay Rays because of their athleticism.
Yep.
You know, another question for Buster is, too, another rule that was changed kind of quietly on the administrative part was service time manipulation that the Major League Baseball Players Association was worried about. Incentivizing organizations to call up younger players sooner.
That one got Peterson. He will take his base, and it may have also gotten Alvarez after it deflected off Peterson. Double dong there.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a smile. He just forgot how to speak English, whatever he knows of it right there. This will do it to you. Boom. Bam. Hi, Papa. See Buck in the background? He felt it as well.
Yeah, but to your point, like a guy like, and Buster, you know this well, Enrique Bradfield, who's an outfielder for Vanderbilt, who is so athletic, has seen his stock kind of rise because of the way the game is being played.
Well, doesn't it feel like teams are prepared to call guys up sooner than ever? Like they're getting used to the idea of putting a 20-year-old in the big leagues.
Yeah. Lefty on left, Sable, and that is going to go foul.
Yeah, the Angels are a prime example of that, too. So it's a question of, you know, what's your ETA, right? When you draft these kids, and when will they get there? Well, that should be moved up.
Well, there's a learning curve, but it feels like the learning curve. You guys tell me, Edward. You think because the college game has gotten to a level of sophistication that the jump from the collegiate ranks to Major League Baseball, and this ball is pulled down the line and right. Sable looking for his second. That's a foul ball.
I think you're right, and I think the pandemic also had a lot to do with it, especially affecting the draft, for example, this year. Technology definitely is up with the college game, but also the talent went skyrocketing up after just the 2020 draft, where you didn't have a lot of rounds, and a lot of those young players had to go to college.
Yeah.
And the game got better. They got extra year, but extra talent as well. And we're seeing the fruits of that year this year.
Yeah.
Well, the Angels did it with their shortstop, Zach Neto.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Called right up. Drafted last year.
Campbell.
0-2, Raley, Sable. And he got him. Big pitch after Sable got everybody to the edge of their seat with a ball down the right field line. He pulled just foul. And here comes Buck Showalter, and it looks like that will do it for Raley. And the door's open. It looks like Adam Ottavino is coming out.
I started Folds of Honor to help the families of fallen veterans. Today, we celebrate over 44,000 scholarships given to those families. Service never stops, and neither will we.
Ottavino makes his way in, and he will get checked for any type of sticky substance. And as Adam steps to the mound, here is your MLB All-Star Week schedule. The Sirius XM All-Star Futures game Saturday, July 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. The Home Run Derby, the T-Mobile Home Run Derby, will be seen at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It'll feature Julio Rodriguez, Mookie Betts, Randy Arozarena, Pete Alonso, Vladimir Guerrero. Tremendous field with 3 more still to be selected. And the All-Star game, Tuesday, July 11th, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Fox.
Wow, the rematch. Guerrero and Alonso?
Great. Yep. People forget it was a year that Alonso won it. Guerrero put on the best round and performance of anybody there, even though Alonso ended up winning it. And Vlad Guerrero is ready to take a Home Run Derby crown. This is how Camilo Doval found out he was going to be an All-Star today.
Just wanted to congratulate Camilo Doval. He's our All-Star.
Para mí es un orgullo representar a mi equipo en el Juego de Estrellas. Cada vez que yo agarro una pelota ahí, cuando me toca tirar mi noveno inning, pues juego con confianza y digo, bueno, yo confío en todos los que están aquí. Están jugando los mejores allá atrás.
All he does is have 24 saves. He throws it 100 miles an hour. He throws a slider, a cutter, and a sinker. His ERA is $1.33 with 38 strikeouts and a whip under 1 at 0.93. He's been incredible since May 2nd, 21 of 22 saves. And now it's Adam Ottavino on the line for the New York Mets. Remember, it was Robertson who gave up that 3-run home run to Bailey on Friday night. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Wilmer Flores. And this guy is a dangerous, dangerous hitter. In his 4th year with San Francisco, had a homer Friday night. Of course, had tears in his eyes in 2015 when he heard he was being traded. That deal eventually fell through. Look out. Boy, did he come close to getting one in the face. He's down and to second base.
That's scary.
That really was scary.
And let me tell you why. It's because Adam Ottavino, who has thrown more fastballs this year than in the past, he's mostly a slider guy to righties. And Flores, who makes a living more against lefties, all of a sudden sees this up and in.
Reaction was almost after the ball was by him.
You're right. So Peterson at second. And another one up and in. And Ottavino has come on and thrown 3 balls.
And a real good fastball hitter behind him that most likely will not see any of those heaters.
Ottavino hears it from the crowd here as he walks Flores, and here comes Thairo Estrada.
Thairo hasn't met a fastball he doesn't like or hasn't been able to catch up to. Look on him, big time situations. If you have an off-speed pitch, this is where you should attack him with it.
Giants pitchers have walked 6. Mets pitchers have walked 7. Estrada is the go-ahead run here in the 8th. And they are laying off of that. It's the second one we have seen. And they did not offer. Season high in walks for the Met staff is 8. And he hit him on the wrist. Adam Ottavino has shown no control. And the trainer will come out to look at Thairo Estrada.
Well, Ottavino's ball moving like crazy. You can see that's right off the hand.
Yeah.
He has padding on that hand, though. Right behind the wrist, and that saved him big time. Already lost Mitch Haniger to a hit by pitch in the forearm that broke his forearm. Jack Flaherty threw that one in St. Louis.
All right, Cody, let's get inside the head of the pitcher here, because you know Adam Ottavino. You've been around him. He showed no control with that fastball. He just hit Estrada. The bases are loaded. How do you calm yourself down?
Well, you have to go to your bread and butter when you have to throw a strike. For me, for Adam Ottavino, that's a slider. You got to get that pitch over. Even though he's thrown it, it's breaking quick. There's a lot of horizontal movement on it, but you got to get it in the strike zone. His 2-seam fastball we just saw there tends to run inside off the plate. That's a good complementary pitch. But you got to throw that slider for a strike.
TJ McFarland quickly up throwing. 6 pitches so far for Ottavino. All balls, a wild pitch, and a hit batter. And the former Met J.D. Davis up. Doubled his last time up to right center. That's a little better, and hear the crowd. Peterson's at third base. Flores at second. Estrada at first. And 0-2. A season in which nothing has come easy for the New York Mets at 37 and 46. This game is very typical. And the Giants are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight. Got him! And a huge strikeout for Ottavino as he went strike 94. They leave the bases loaded and continue to be without a hit with a runner in scoring position.
Found his fastball. Looked like he knew what he was doing. A couple of strikes, and then just off the dish gets the chase.
You can listen to every MLB game live or on demand with At Bat Plus. Watch all minor league baseball, live look-ins on MLB Big Inning. No blackouts. Visit MLB.com/atbat for details. K-Rod to the kazoo. Nimmo up first, and the pitch from Walker is sent sky high to left. Sable is there to make the play, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 8th.
Starting to drizzle, Carl.
It's the second time we've seen drizzle.
Well, this one's a little bit better than just a little bit harder.
You think the Mets will be swinging quickly?
They have a flight to Arizona right after this game. And San Francisco back home. Giants play tomorrow. Mets are off.
Ryan Walker made his 4th career start Tuesday. He struck out 3. And there's a slider that he swings at and misses.
He's got good stuff too. And deception behind it. The way he crossfires. And Walker starts closed and really throws across his body. Tough to pick up.
0-2 on the ground. Fair ball. Oh, boy, Tommy. He is going to put the brakes on at second. What a night for Tommy Pham. He's been on 4 times, 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double.
Yeah, and this was a hanging slider at 106.2 off the bat. No chance right there for Mr. Schmidt to be able to make a play.
Here's Lindor. Second double, I should have said, for Pham. Lindor's 0 for 2 with a walk. Alonso on deck. And this one's shallow right field. And it's going to stay up there even in the rain. Peterson is able to make the play and fire it back in. David Robertson is now up for the New York Mets. Saw him in the clubhouse. His son came with him to the game today. Trying to exercise some of those Friday night demons. Get the Mets their first series win in a month. Strike 1 from Walker to Alonso. And Pete hammers this thing. Left center field. Ready for the derby. A 2-run shot for Alonso, and it is 8-4. A no-doubter for the polar bear.
Did not waste any time. 28-degree launch angle on that one. That ball is hit. It'll leave the park anywhere. Pete Alonso adding some insurance run, putting that foot down. Another hanger. No doubt.
Named to the All-Star team and announcing here on Sunday Night Baseball he will participate in the Home Run Derby in Seattle. Alonso's 25th home run of the year and his RBI 56 and 57 on the season. And McNeil doing what he said he wanted to work on. Go the other way. He's aboard.
Last 2 at-bats from McNeil have been really impressive. aggressive. 0-2, moving the runner over there, getting that base hit the other way. In the meantime, you see Pete there doing what DHs do.
Yeah, one hit the heck out of it. The other kind of feathered it. McNeil almost Rod Carew like that, right? Little flat check swing almost the other way. Alonso more like Harmon Killebrew. Murders it.
Been a bit of a drought for Pete, who came off the IL and then hit his first home run June 21. And they were sending McNeil, and he's going to come back on a foul ball from Marte.
Carl, you could just feel a giant exhale.
You could see it too, Buster. You're right.
Boy, in the Mets dugout. Last time they won a series was about a month ago.
But a lot has to do with that guy right there, Pete Alonso. He starts swinging the bat with authority. It changes the entire dynamic of that lineup, and it takes the pressure off the rest of the guys.
And Marte on the ground, smothered. Crawford with a glove. Nice play. Brandon Crawford used that glove to flip it to second. And slow to get up, but what a play to make sure it wouldn't get any worse than 8-4.
Bring
Big Pete.
The rain.
There you go.
Down. Pete.
I will be participating in the 2023 Home Run Derby.
Yeah, high five up here, Pete.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Eduardo Perez giving high fives.
Oh yes. Yeah, you can count me in, guys.
You can count him in the Derby, and he left the yard tonight for the first time since June 25th. And as Buster just said, you can kind of feel them exhale a little bit. And an incredible number for Pete Alonso since 2019. He's got the most home runs in Major League Baseball by a fairly good margin. His rookie season, of course, memorable, 50-plus bombs. And now David Robertson will try to close this thing out, up by 4. And Coney, think about it. The Mets, for the 7th time in franchise history, have walked 7 or more and hit 3 or more. And they have a real good chance to win a game in which that happened.
A little different pitching with a 4-run lead here for Robertson.
100%.
One of those getaway days that Dusty Baker was talking about.
Yes, and they've struggled on those, this team. 0-2 to Bailey. That's high and away.
Especially when you have to go all the way to Arizona, get in late, early morning, and then you have a day off, so you can at least bask in the air conditioning somewhere in Arizona. It's 115, 112 to 15 there in Phoenix.
Robertson misses there. We talked about that 4-run number, and look, the Giants are on it, and their record when they score 4 or more is 42-11. It looks like that may end here. The New York Mets are 12-7 when they score 7 or more runs this year. They're 12-7. They've lost 7 games in which they've scored 7 or more runs. Luis Guillorme has gone in at third base to take place of Brett Beatty. He's currently standing basically in the shortstop spot as they shift as much as they can against Bailey. Strike 3, punched out by Robertson to start the 9th inning.
We made our own tequila, so we'd always have a reason to get together, so you'd always have a reason to get together. Grab a glass, amigo. Our casa is your casa.
to Casa a lot of people just want to be a part of.
Got it in the 9th inning here, too.
First pitch swinging and slicing one into the seats down the left field line is Lamont Wade Jr. And now 0-2, so off next Sunday, All-Star game, and then the second half of the season begins for us in Sunday Night Baseball in Anaheim to see the Ohtani show.
There's my man. My name is Humpty.
Showing that man, he fell over the wall in left field, has a bandage on his nose. He had about 30 security guys descend on him, and they were ready to Lawrence Taylor him into the ground, but he put his arms up like, I did nothing, I just fell. Never really got the explanation as to how or why, but he's going to live to tell that story. See where Francisco Alvarez wants this Robertson offering down and in, and he got it down. It wasn't necessarily in. But here he said what was about to happen. Got a bloody nose.
Yeah. Yep.
I fell and I'm hurt. You're getting a lot of attention, Tony. This is a fair ball, and Robertson will flip it over for the second out of the inning. Look out. Bases are getting slippery as Wade went down with that moisture falling. Biggest story of the first half, pace of the games, do you think? Is that the overarching big story, or is it the youth? What is it?
Before Ivan got here or after? Our researcher.
Pace of the game is a big story.
Yeah.
Almost a half hour off the time.
It has to be. I think Shohei Ohtani is the other story. Went deep again in his last at bat.
Now ahead of Crawford, 0-2. They had him loaded. J.D. Davis struck out in the 8th. And that may have very well sealed the Giants' fate as Robertson gets Crawford to swing, and that'll do it. Now the New York Mets win a series for the first time in a month. They went without winning one in June, and they take 2 out of 3 from the Giants and now head west. They win it 8-4. And it wasn't very pretty.
But it's July. And so far they're 2-0 in July, and you have to ride whatever you can in your favor.
Just look at the looks on their faces right now. A big relief, a huge sigh of relief.
No doubt about it.
For a team that needs to win ball games.
Want to say thanks to our producer, Joe McCoy, stepping in for Andy Jacobson, and the entire crew behind the scenes, including our buddy Sarah Langs with all her research. Griff, our director, for Buster Olney, Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, Ivan Sokowski keep us on our toes up here in the booth. I'm Carl Ravitch. Mets win at 8-4, and it's now time for SportsCenter.